Alan Ladd, born Alan Woolbridge Ladd, on September 3rd, 1913, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, faced a challenging start in life. His father, Alan Sr., died when Alan was just 4 years old, and his mother, Raleigh, moved the family from Arkansas to Oklahoma City and eventually to California in search of better opportunities. The early years of Ladd's life were marked by economic difficulties, including chronic malnutrition, which contributed to his relatively short stature of 5 feet 6 inches. However, his physical limitations were never a barrier to his ambition. In high school, Ladd excelled in athletics, particularly swimming and diving, and developed an interest in acting. He graduated from North Hollywood High School in 1934, determined to make his mark in the entertainment industry. Although his early years in Hollywood were filled with rejection and struggle, his determination and resilience would eventually pay off. Hollywood struggles and breakthrough. Alan Ladd's journey into acting was far from smooth. During the 1930s, he worked various odd jobs, including as a carpenter and radio announcer, while pursuing his dream of becoming an actor. He appeared in small, often uncredited roles throughout the late 1930s and early 1940s, struggling to stand out in a competitive industry that favoured taller, more physically imposing actors. His big break came when talent agent Sue Carroll, who would later become his wife, recognised his potential. Carroll worked tirelessly to promote Ladd, securing him the role that would change his career. In 1942, Ladd starred in This Gun for Hire, playing a hitman named Raven. His chilling yet sympathetic portrayal caught the attention of critics and audiences, making him a star. This role marked the beginning of his rise to fame, establishing him as a leading man in Hollywood, becoming a Hollywood star. After his breakthrough in This Gun for Hire, Alan Ladd quickly became one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Throughout the 1940s and early 1950s, he headlined numerous successful films, cementing his place as a prominent figure in the industry. Ladd's performances often featured him as a tough, morally complex hero, a persona that resonated with audiences. Notable films during this period included The Glass Key, 1942, The Blue Dahlia, 1946, and Kolkata, 1947, where he played characters caught in morally ambiguous situations. His partnership with actress Veronica Lake became iconic during this period. The duo's on-screen chemistry, both in terms of their acting and their physical presence, made them one of the most beloved pairings of the time. Together, they delivered several noir classics, cementing Ladd's status as a key figure in Hollywood's golden era. The Western icon, Shane Alan Ladd's most enduring role came in 1953 when he starred in Shane, directed by George Stevens. In this iconic Western, Ladd portrayed the title character, a quiet and enigmatic gunfighter attempting to leave behind his violent past. His performance was subtle yet powerful, capturing the inner conflict of a man torn between the desire for peace and the call of duty. Ladd's portrayal of Shane became one of the most celebrated in film history. The film's climax, in which Shane rides off into the mountains while a young boy cries out, "Come back, Shane!" became a defining moment in American cinema. Shane not only solidified Ladd's place as a Western icon, but also showcased his ability to convey deep emotional resonance in a character that was both tough and vulnerable. This performance remains one of the cornerstones of his legacy in Hollywood. Declining career and personal struggles. Despite his early success, Alan Ladd's career began to face challenges in the late 1950s and early 1960s. As Hollywood's tastes shifted, Ladd struggled to find roles that matched the popularity of his earlier films. His once promising career was also affected by personal issues, including depression and a growing dependency on alcohol and prescription drugs. These struggles began to take a toll on his performances and his professional standing. Though he continued to work in films and even tried his hand at producing, including projects like Drumbeat, 1954, and Hell on Frisco Bay, 1955, the critical and commercial reception of his later works was mixed. Despite the difficulties, Ladd remained dedicated to his craft, appearing in a variety of roles, including a supporting part in his final film, The Carpetbaggers, 1964. This film was seen as a bittersweet final appearance for a man who had once been a towering figure in Hollywood. First marriage and early family life. Alan Ladd's first marriage was to Marjorie Jane Midge Harold, a woman he had known since his youth. The two were high school sweethearts, and their marriage in 1936 marked a time when Ladd was still struggling to make a name for himself in Hollywood. During these early years, Ladd's career was still in its infancy, and Midge provided crucial emotional support. In October 1937, they welcomed their only child together, a son named Alan Ladd Jr. Despite the difficulties that came with Hollywood's unstable nature, Midge stood by her husband as he navigated the ups and downs of the entertainment industry. However, as Ladd's career began to gain momentum, personal differences began to emerge, and the couple eventually divorced in 1941. Tragically, Midge passed away in 1957, which marked the end of a significant chapter in Ladd's life, both personally and professionally. Second marriage and lasting partnership. Alan Ladd's second marriage was to Sue Carroll, a woman whose influence on his life was both professional and deeply personal. Sue, born Evelyn Letterer, was a former film actress who had reinvented herself as a successful talent agent and manager. She was instrumental in shaping Ladd's career, using her connections and expertise to secure the roles that made him a Hollywood star. Their relationship evolved from a professional partnership to a romantic one, and they were married in 1942. Despite some legal complications surrounding their marriage, including the fact that Ladd's divorce from Midge had not been finalised at the time, the couple's commitment to each other never wavered. Sue's role in Ladd's life went beyond career management. She provided a stable, supportive home environment that helped him weather the pressures of fame and his personal struggles. Together, they had two children, a daughter named Alana, born in 1943, and a son, David, born in 1947. The bitter rivalry with Jack Palance. One of the most notable personal rivalries in Alan Ladd's career was with actor Jack Palance. While Ladd was known for his quiet, professional demeanour, Palance was a larger-than-life figure whose unpredictable presence often clashed with Ladd's more reserved nature. Their animosity began during their work on the iconic Western Shane, 1953, where Ladd portrayed the title character and Palance played the villainous Jack Wilson. While their on-screen chemistry contributed to the film's lasting impact, their off-screen relationship was marked by tension. Ladd, who was sensitive about his height, found Palance's towering 6-foot frame and intense method acting approach intimidating and disrespectful. On set, Palance's behaviour was reportedly abrasive, and Ladd felt that he was being deliberately made to feel inferior. The enduring impact of Shane. Although Alan Ladd was the star of Shane, many critics and audiences found themselves captivated by Jack Palance's performance as the villain, Jack Wilson. Palance's portrayal earned him an Academy Award nomination, which only deepened Ladd's resentment. Despite Ladd's own powerful performance as the reluctant hero, he reportedly felt overshadowed by Palance's success. The bitterness between the two actors lingered long after the film's release, with Ladd often avoiding discussions of Shane and refusing to acknowledge Palance's talents in interviews. This unspoken animosity was a rare occurrence for Ladd, who was typically not one to hold grudges. Alan Ladd's tragic passing. Alan Ladd passed away on January 29, 1964, at the age of 50, in a tragic and sudden manner. He had been dealing with various physical and emotional struggles in the months leading up to his death, including knee injuries and depression. On the morning of January 29th, his butler found him lying in bed, seemingly in good health. However, later that afternoon, Ladd was discovered dead. The official cause of death was cerebral edema, caused by an overdose of alcohol, barbiturates, and tranquilizers. It was believed that Ladd had misjudged the effects of the medications he had been using for insomnia and emotional relief. His sudden death shocked the Hollywood community and left his family and fans mourning the loss of one of the industry's most iconic stars.